Well, what is up, beautiful people of YouTube? My name is Jerutastic. It is my pleasure truly to start another season of Tropico 6. This is Tropico 6 Part 1, Tropico 6 Episode 1, whatever you want to call it. Because it is a game, there's no wrong way to play this game. And there isn't, obviously, unless you go bankrupt every single time. So, in case you are new to the channel, welcome. Once again, my name is Jerutastic, and I love Tropico. And I've been playing it literally since Tropico 1. Stumbled on it on accident when I was a kid, and I've just been hooked since then. Now, this season is going to be a little different. We've done 5 seasons of Tropico 6, and we've done numerous and endless of Tropico 6 how-tos and Tropico 6 tips and tricks videos. This season is going to be different in the sense we're going to start it from first episode to episode 15, maybe 20, and we're going to be giving you plenty of tips as we go along, basically setting up as if you're a new player. So I get a lot of comments of people saying, oh, you start at 200,000, Listen, I'm not here proving that I'm such a pro Tropico. Like, I'm not going to go to the Tropico 6 Indies or Championship if I've already done the hard seasons. I've already done the difficult seasons. I've already done the theme seasons. This season specifically for me to have fun and play this game again, have a reason to. B, to give you guys Tropico content. And C, I'm gonna play it as if a casual player that just picked up this game and doesn't know what they're doing. This is exactly what this season is about. Harder season and you're just here to watch, then check out the playlist, the Tropico 6 playlist. There's literally 5 seasons for you. There's probably 6 Tropico 5 seasons as well. So I just gotta pick this island because honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of islands in this game. The bridges are too finicky. They still haven't really figured out, even though this game been out for a couple years. So I'm gonna pick up an island that's somewhat one big land mass. We're gonna go with large. We're going to start a colonial era because most of you guys will. Start population. A tip I can give you on that is the higher is going to be the easier, contrary to belief, because the higher, that means more workforce. And we're going to dive into workforce and, unemployment and, jobs on demand and all this stuff later on in the season. But the higher that you go in is going to be better for you and population. And that's just my opinion on it. And it always has worked out for me. I've had successful island after a successful island. Starting money, obviously, if you want to go unlimited, then probably don't even need to watch my seasons. You can, because you'll just figure it out. But if you want to go kind of get your own money, we're not going to go 200, which is a lot. We're not going to go 20, which is difficult. We're going to go in the middle. We're going to go to 100,000. Okay, 4 and 8 for symbolic, fair, whatever. We'll go with fair. Caribbean happiness doesn't matter. I'm demanding. That's fine. You can go fair if you'd like. Opposition difficulty, you can go reluctant matter, does not matter. Disasters, whatever you'd like. We'll go ahead with occasional. It doesn't really matter for me. Pirate difficulty, skipper, cabin boy off, blah, blah, blah. Again, it does not matter, really. We're just doing this to kind of show you guys how to get it rolling. Victory by treasury, or Swiss spec, or error, or tourist, or task. We're going to leave that as none because this is a sandbox and we want it to be as sandbox as possible. So this is what we're starting off with. Once again, guys, we're not here to prove like, oh my God, look at me, I can do an island in max difficulty. I already done that, but this is truly for the new Tropico players. So if you're a new Tropico 6 player, you must watch this season. All right, so we're loading in. Let's see, what do we have here? Where's my palace? There's my palace right there. So that's what we have so far is a palace. Pretty nice island, not bad. Now, the first sip I give you is before you start, always kind of check where your resources are at. Sometimes the physical resources don't always pop up at once for whatever reason, but most of the times they do. So here's all the resources. This way you can kind of get a mental image of where not to build around. Obviously, coal is one thing you're going to be using the first 2 eras, and after that, you might want to switch out of that. But, so over here, it's very nice that it's close to the main town, if you will. But this is where our resources are at. As you can see, the oil in the ocean does not show up just yet. So you got a little bit of everything here, not bad. Let's go and break it down one by one. So I got a lot of coal. That's good for power. Iron, if you want to do weapons, all that stuff. Cars. Let me go ahead and mute my phone here. Gold is for jewelry and all that, so it's nice luxury. Oh, we actually got quite a few deposits. Uranium, we have any uranium. So nuclear power plants, again, sometimes they show up later, from what I noticed. So don't always worry about it just now. But now, we get the initial way of looking at it. Got plenty of fish deposits around, and now we're gonna look at crop. Corn, sugared corn, gonna play a big part of it. Tobacco, banana, pineapple. So for the most part, it seems like you can really go anywhere, honestly. Same with cattle, it looks like. So that's pretty good because we're going to be importing and worrying about exporting stuff like, sorry, not importing, we're going to be exporting this stuff majority of the time. So the first thing I would advise is looking at the resources. Second thing I advise is looking at the almanac. Now you got 145 unemployed citizens. Again, that's not always a bad thing in Tropico, right? Because unemployed citizens, that just means you have jobs on demand. Because the worst thing in this game is you try to expand your economy, and guess what? You got nobody to work in these factories. So right now, that's good. You know, we got a pretty blank canvas to work with. Obviously, it's not unusual to see majority of them are going to be uneducated. That's very normal. So uneducated, cool. Let's feed my people. Let's do this. Let's do that. The first thing I want to do is a couple of pretty basic things. Is build another Teamsters office here and build another construction office here. This way, we don't have to wait forever for goods to move around and for things to get built, especially when we're kind of starting fresh. The second thing I want to do is build a few tenements here and there. Actually, tenements don't apply right now. It's going to be a few bunk houses, a few country houses, actually mostly bunk houses, and then we'll go with the country houses, and then we'll kind of go from there. So we're going to build a few houses. We're going to build a few Teamsters office, construction offices. Then we'll go in our first industry. I'll show you what I like to do first. Now, generally speaking, I don't like to raise wages just yet. I raise wages. Oh my God. I don't like to raise wages. I don't like to raise wages just yet. I usually like to start for maybe towards the end of the World War era, in the middle of the Cold War era. But for these two, I do recommend raising a wage. And of course, if you want to raise them at all of them, at all the uniformed buildings, you right click or left click on control and left click on your mouse. Okay, I'm having like problems speaking all of a sudden, so excuse me for that, guys. But here we go. Okay, so we build that. Now, before we start doing the businesses, let's just go ahead and build a couple of bunk houses here and there. It's not gonna really matter, just a few of them here and there. And another thing that I see the comments on, you know, you kind of see the comments shift. The first couple of episodes of any season, people's like, oh my God, your island is so disorganized. Then towards the end of the season, people's like, oh my God, your island is so beautiful. Now, don't worry about what your island looks like now. Do not worry about it. Obviously, don't build random crap everywhere, but don't worry about it. Just do what you need to do right now, what's closer to the city. And then once we get the money, once we have more space to work with, we'll work about beautifying the streets. Don't worry about it, okay? Now we got this one here. Another tip I can give you in colonial era, if you're starting out, make sure you do as many mandates, extended mandates as possible, because you never know what these guys might do. Okay, if you get to the bottom of 6 years here, you will lose the game. So make sure in the colonial era that you take advantage of all the mandates that you have till you have enough revolutionary support to go ahead and kick them out. So they want one trade route with them. Looks like all our trade routes are exports, nothing imported. We can't even do import routes. So what they want leather, hides, wool. We can definitely do sugar. We can definitely do, because we're about to build some sugar right now. So we just signed a contract. We'll worry about that in just a second, okay? So now bunk houses are being built. Actually, one more thing I'm going to do right now is, while I'm here, I'm going to build one more construction office. The heck with it. One more construction office. Again, I'm not really worried about how pretty my island looks right now. I just want to have it be efficient, and we'll worry about that later. So here comes a revolutionary. So you kind of have to play the string on both sides. I want a pirate cove, which you will actually need, and it will help you a lot. So we're going to build that next. But I have enough room to put one here. I do not have enough room to put one there. That's fine. We'll put it right here. Just going to build one more bunkhouse for now. And the pirate cove might be a little bit spendy, but let's find out and see. It is 4,000, not too bad. It gives you jobs as well. So we're going to actually put it right here. And we're going to have to extend the street down a little bit. And there we go. Okay, cool. So now we got a few more things. A lot of it at first is kind of wait to build, go, wait to build. If you really must, go ahead and fast build the construction, but just be careful because you're not working with a lot of money at first. Like this one, I'm going to quick build it just because it is a construction office and I need them to kind of start building what I need to build right now. So now next up is we're going to focus on our first industry. We're kind of going to be planting kind of the blueprint for it, which is the rum distillery. A lot of people have different ways of starting it out. If you're watching me and you're here for tips and all that, just trust me, rum distillery is not going to do you any wrong at first. do what you need to do with the rum distillery. It'll be just fine. And generally, a good tip I can give you is just make sure, you know, you build the industry around where the resource is being created, right? Because this way, they can just take the sugar, go across the street, put it in a distillery or next to them, and that's that. You know, you're done. So that's what we're going to do now. However, it is going to be kind of spendy. I know that rum distillery is going to be... where we at with rum distillery? Here it is. It's going to be almost $10,000. So it is spendy. It is spendy, but you got to sometimes spend money to make money, right? You got to spend the money to make the money. And that's what we're doing right now. We're spending money to make money. We're not going to go too crazy on the on different industries just yet, all that stuff. So right now we're going to just focus on sugar. And a little bit we're going to focus on things that'll feed them, such as fish, ranches, all that stuff. Let's go ahead. And for some reason, the fishing wharf, even if you have enough fish, it just at one point it just stops producing anything. I don't know if it's a bug in the game. I'm not sure why. Just one point, nobody wants to work at it. You can wait. You know, I know the job quality is not the best in these things, but no matter how high you raise the wages, nobody wants to work there. So actually, no, I'm not even gonna high priority this one. This one is really a low priority, to be honest with you. These are more high priority for me right now. Looks like they're almost done with this, so we'll let them kind of do their thing. We'll put in high priority because they're already on it. And then we'll wait for these to build, then we'll go on to the next step. Okay, rum distillery is open. 2 sugar plantations are open. Now, here's another tip I'm giving you. Your idea in the colonial era is, like I said, to play both sides, get the revolutionary support, get enough of it, while at the same time making sure your mandate doesn't run down and fulfilling quests to make your mandate go up, right? So while that's happening, you get the 2,000, you get the revolutionary. No, I want my revolutionary support to be at a certain level. So I'm going to go ahead and pick that, and then we'll go from there. Go ahead and build a few bunk houses here. There we go. And the support is going up, the revolutionary support, so that's pretty good. The revolutionaries are going up. That's what you want to see. And now we can go ahead and build, like I said, a few things for food. This is built right now. That should create food. Now let's take a look at a few things here. They always love a chapel, so let's go ahead and give them a chapel because sooner or later they're going to want it. Not necessarily now. You don't need it right this minute because you already have one, but you know, that's another thing you can help with your support. But right now, what's most important actually is a grocery store. So we're going to go ahead and do that right next to the palace in case El Presidente gets hungry. And that reminds me, please subscribe before El Presidente puts my butt in jail because he does not play that. But for real, subscribe to the channel. Like I said, this is what we do. We have fun. We try to be entertaining, give you guys gameplay, and also give you gameplay that's value to you, especially if you play this game. Obviously, Tropico 6, I wouldn't say it's the most mainstream game. So if you scouted out a video like this, obviously you're looking to play this game and you're looking to get better at it. Let's go ahead and go up a little more here. And time to add just a few ranches. They're cheap. They give us jobs. They give us food. And they give us some trading stuff. They're not that expensive. So we'll go ahead and get the cattle. Just to get a sheep one here. I'm not a big fan of crocodile. They do tend to produce leather, but I'm not a biggest fan of them. And either way, the area we're working with right now, it's not going to really be all of that anyway. So sugar is coming in. That's great to hear. That's very, very good to hear. So sugar is coming in. The Teamsters office is working hard. It probably wouldn't be a bad idea to actually build another one. So there they go. They want a chapel. So good thing I didn't build that one just yet. Now it is going to give me the revolutionary support, so I even look even better in front of them. Like I said, the revolutionary support is important at this moment because this is how you break out of the crown. This is how you break out of the crown mandate and become independent, basically. Research is happening. Let's take a look at the edicts. Edicts, again, you got to be somewhat strategic with it. The whole work mode edicts, I wouldn't really worry about that just yet. We don't have any production points anyways. But right now, what we're going to do is employ it a month, which makes them, the mines and industrial buildings work double shifts, so it makes them work longer. So that's what I'm going to do, that whenever we do start doing the edicts, and we'll have that ready for us so they can work a little longer in there. So a tip I have for you, and you see a lot of people say, well, rum distillery, you can make more money with this with this industry. Well, let's take a look at why we don't choose certain industries to start off with. Just to start off with, let's just say hypothetically, I wanted to go, for example, like a steel mill, right? I need coal and I need iron. So I need way more workforce. Then I need 8 high school educated people. So you need stuff that's kind of one and done. A rum distillery is one and done. You build sugar plantation, rum distillery, done. Cigar, you build a tobacco field, then you bring the cigar factory, you're done. Creamery, you just build a few ranches. They bring the milk and produce the cheese, done. So that's just why it's very, very important and very, very easy to get your economy going with the one and done. Remember, one and done industries really help you. A toy workshop is wonderful because you can do cotton, you can do logs, you can do even plastic. So a toy workshop is beautiful, easy money. That's actually going to be my next one because we can just do some cotton fields as well. So one and done industries start off with, because like for example, another one I can give you is a shipyard. A shipyard, you need logging camps, okay? And then after that, you're gonna need a lumber mill. And then after that, you'll have the shipyard. So that's like two and done, three steps before you can get a ship. With rum, you just it's two steps: sugar to the rum, and then the rum gets exported. That's it. So that's why it's very important. Just focus on one and done. Do not complicate yourself at first. This is where people get really, really, really kind of frustrated with their gameplay. Let's take a look at Pirate Cove. At first, I think it doesn't hurt to kind of either rescue any and do a combination of resources, just because you will need the workforce and a combination of resources. Speaking of workforce, how we doing here? So unemployment is down. I've actually made a whole video on this, but this is very important. Vacant jobs and unemployed. Unemployment is not always bad in Tropico. That's, again, like I stated in the beginning of the episode, that means any industry I want to do now, if I have enough money for it, which I don't have money for any industry, but any industry I want to do, I have enough workforce to go ahead and start working in the industry, no problem. But actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger on the toy workshop. It's going to cost us some money. Another thing, if you go negative a little bit, it's okay. Don't panic. You don't lose the game until you go negative like by a lot. I think it's like 250,000 or something. So don't panic. If you go negative just a little bit, keep grinding. You will be all right. So we're going to go ahead and build that. And like I said, this is actually a pretty easy industry and it does make money. The higher we go in eras, the more it even has demand for it, and you'll have like pretty special deals about it as well. So we just fulfilled that by the mandate. Again, take the time, extended time. Do not take the money from them, because you in the colonial area, you need to understand you are not a free island, right? You have a mandate, Her Royal Highness, or whoever it is, controls you. And that's that. I didn't want another thing, a library. A library is good because it does give us research points. So it does give us research points. Another thing I want to do is kind of right now is build a few more bunkhouses. Again, I'm not worried about homelessness just yet, but it doesn't hurt to just build a few. And the library, I know the library is going to be somewhat expensive. I know it will be. No, actually, no, never mind. It's not going to be expensive at all. So we'll go ahead and build a library. Once again, I don't want to keep sounding like a broken record. I am not really too concerned about my island looking good right now. I'm more concerned about making it be effective, right? But if we can just help ourselves by making it look somewhat decent, that's fine, because that comes later. All that stuff will come later, but we can put the library next to the presidential palace, and we'll put this as high priority. Looks like the toy shop is open, so we have now 2 industries that are making us money, and about few more things like the ranches that are making us, look at this. We're already expected revenue coming up to 6,000. You got the fish, the hides, the cacao, the corn, the wool, the meat. This doesn't even include the rum that we're doing. So there's plenty of rum in here. I'm actually going to raise this up so the production can improve just a little bit of the efficiency. And there we go with that. And this one should help us a lot. It's wooden right now. I did forget about that, actually. I do apologize. I did forget that we need the cuddly toys unlocks in World War. So right now we actually have no choice but to make it a lumber, a wooden toy. So we need this few logging camps. So you just learn from my mistake here, which is completely fine, because we have plenty of trees on this island. The resources are set to normal, so it's not like we're scarce in resources here. So that's gonna be moving this over here, boom. And as far as the cotton, am I gonna demolish it? Absolutely not. No, it'll just get exported out. There you go. 550 units is getting exported out as we speak. And the library is done, so that's gonna give us research points. High school, where shouldn't be a few more high schoolers that need jobs? Yeah, man, go ahead. I got a job for you. Again, I'm gonna take the revolutionary support because we want to get out of Her Royal Highness's mandate. We don't want to stay under her rule. We want to have our independence eventually. So these should be filled up. Yep, homelessness should go down, and it's going down beautifully. It's not a magic wand. It's not just gonna happen in a row of 2 houses. You'll take time in it, but eventually you'll have very, very, very low homelessness, and we start seeing homeless shacks less and less and less. Now you will have some pretty dumb requests from the revolutionaries, like build another chapel. Like, how many chapels do we possibly need at this island? but it's part of the game. It is what it is. You're gonna have to kind of, shut up about it and just go for it. It is what it is, especially the Chapel Stick high school workers, which kind of hurts our high school workers population. But again, that's just part of the game. This is the request they give you. They're not going to give you another request so you fill this one. And right now we're kind of tied by the hands where we want and need the revolutionary support. So we'll take that and we'll just build another chapel. It's, I'm pretty sure it'll get filled up. But do you really need 3 chapels for a population of 284? Not really. No, not really. So there's our toy workshop. It's making the moolah for us. And there's another question I get a lot. Is people get confused by this. They get confused by income, lifetime, where they see negative, and they look at income last month, at production value, lifetime production value, la la la. Basically, you'll subtract income lifetime by production lifetime, and that's how much you've made money on this. So in our case here, let's just round up to 26. Let's round up to 3,000. So we've already made about 23,000 just from our rum distillery. And I've been playing this game. Obviously, the episode time is gonna vary, but I'm looking at my recording. I've been playing this game for 28 minutes, so that's pretty good. Build a dungeon. Okay, well we'll take that because we are running a little low on the time, and revolutionary support is going up, but maybe you never know what happens. You might get thrown a curveball. So let's go ahead and just build them a dungeon so they can shut up about it. It is expensive, so we're going to wait just a little bit on that. I don't want to spend $3,000 on something like that just yet. Our next industry is going to be the cigar, and now we got kind of a trifecta. And the next one after that is going to be the creamery, and now we kind of get to understand how I start building my island. Again, no right or wrong way. If you can start it building a different way, this is one thing I always emphasize in the videos, then go for it. But if you're watching me to kind of get the tips and you're not really too familiar with this game, this is how I always start my islands, and this sets up a very, very, very successful foundation for later on in the game. So this one I like. This one I like a lot. Pretty easy because it helps the economy. They want us to produce 1,000 corn, no problem. We already have one actually. You know what? I'm gonna build another corn plantation. Why not? I do not care. Let's go ahead and build another corn plantation because this one actually is gonna help us a lot. Let's go. And you might ask, because I mentioned earlier, if you go negative, la la la, you might ask like when do you go negative? You usually go negative in the World War era, heading into Cold War, and middle way through the Cold War is when your economy starts to really be stable because more and more things are unlocked for you. You already have a healthy workforce of college and high school and uneducated workers and all that stuff. But usually World Wars is when the economy starts to really be tough, especially when countries get involved and all of that. Expected revenue is 12,000. Pretty nice. That's what I love to see. So now we can go ahead and build a dungeon. We just waited just a little bit, not too much. Let's go ahead and build them their stupid dungeon that we're probably not going to use on our citizens just yet, but just they need it. Oh well, here you go. So we can get that mandate extended. We are running a little low. Again, revolutionary support is looking pretty nice, but you don't want to kind of run that risk of losing your island. Your mandate is up and your revolutionary support is not over 60, then you got problems. You got major problems. So here you go to produce corn. And we're going to have that coming up next. It's going to tell us what do you want. Actually, we hit both of them at the same time, which is pretty good. Okay, just waiting for them. Here we go. I'm going to obviously take the 10 revolutionary and I'm going to extend the mandate by 18 months. So lifetime expenses is $1,600 on this, and lifetime income is $10,000, so about $8,500, $8,400 so far from the toy factory. You can't go wrong with that. You cannot go wrong with that. That's very, very beautiful. Very good economy so far. Pretty good foundation. So if you've been paying attention to the episode so far, what's some things that we're focusing on? Bringing unemployment down slowly but surely. You don't have to, you're not going to have a magic wand to it. Bringing homelessness down slowly but surely. And also at the same time, entertaining both the mandate and the revolutionary. And I'll show you guys how we can get our independence here in a second. So here we are, the toys, the pineapple, all this stuff is going up. Of course, another thing you're going to see me clicking the almanac over 1,000 times in these series. Another thing you can look at is also your revenue versus your expenses versus the treasury. So we're barely breaking even here. It doesn't always reflect it because in expenses, miscellaneous does sometimes go in play, and construction. So, you're looking at about 4,500 that's going to go away now. I think it's stupid that they add construction in the expenses. I get it, it's an expense, but in the overall what I'm spending in upkeep and wages versus what I'm producing and exporting, I think the construction should be taken out. I wish there was options to kind of turn it off, but that's what we kind of have right now. So we're looking at about $5,000, $5,500 without the construction cost in this and that. So pretty healthy. We got build a tavern. Of course, sign me up. Build a dungeon. I'm not going to build a dungeon. I'm just going to accept it because we're almost there. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to wrap it up for the first episode. Stay tuned for next episode. I'm going to show you how to get your independence on this island. Now, that's another thing that gets asked a lot is how do you get your independence? I'll show you the next episode. With that being said, if you guys enjoyed this episode, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, help me grow, help me out. And with that being said, my name is Jerutastic and I am out. I'll see you guys.